Okay, guys. Hello, hello, hello. So, this is going to be my very first reaction video, and I am Molly. Now, Molly, say hello to Molly, guys. Yeah. Okay, okay. So I'm super excited. So I guess yesterday, some Charlie Kirk followers, young men that are walking in Charlie Kirk's footsteps, they showed up to Tennessee State, in which Tennessee State they were not invited, like I guess they didn't pre-plan. Um I guess what I could say now is, first of all, I don't agree with how the HBCU carried themselves. This coming from a young lady that has attended an HBCU at multiple HBCUs. I attended the illustrious Clark Atlanta University my freshman year. I attended Jarvis Christian College in Hawkins, Texas, as well as Texas College. I'm attending an HBCU right now in North Carolina, and that shall remain unnamed because the black liberals, y'all probably try to find that HBCU and tell them to expel me for being a black conservative. And while I believe in HBCUs, I do not feel like this HBCU, Tennessee State, represented all HBCUs, and I feel like they would have had a better response if they would have went to somewhere like Spelman, Hampton, Morehouse, even perhaps maybe a Howard, but I know for sure like Spelman and Hampton. I feel like they would have got a better response if they would have went to more of an illustrious, more intelligent, upper class, or at least highly educated HBCU. I feel like this one didn't represent a highly educated HBCU. It looked more like the projects on wheels. And, I'm an HBCU believer, I'm an advocate, but when we're wrong, guess what? We are just that. We're wrong. I can't see this showing me that I'm live on YouTube. So give me just a minute because I need to make sure that I'm live on YouTube. And this is not showing that I'm live on YouTube. Am I live on YouTube? Okay, it's saying I'm live though. It's saying I'm live. I don't see it on YouTube at all. Let me check it to make sure. Matter of fact, while we're doing that, we're giving more people what the heck did I do? Whoa. All right, while we're doing that, we're giving more people more time to come in. So this is going to be a reaction video. So if y'all just give me a little bit of time, I can go ahead and get that set up for you guys. Ooh, this one is, let me see. Ooh, okay. Yes, because I like to. All right, so let me just make sure we're live. And like I said, it's giving more people to come in on YouTube. And then we'll get into the actual video clip. And I'm going to stop in and give my feedback, because when I saw it, I was so upset with how the black young people represented themselves. It was not, like I said, it wasn't a representation of a highly educated, classy HBCU. It was not a good representation of intelligent, well-rounded, minded, young, professional black individuals. It was not a representation of that. They weren't willing to have a discussion. Now, I will say, now that I think about it, I guess they should have went ahead and reached out to the school in advance and said, hey, we would like to have a debate, or at least, have a conversation with you all. Is that okay? So maybe the thing is they just showed up in the middle and wanted to talk. But I feel like, it's a college. Why couldn't y'all just have a conversation? If this would have been the other way around, y'all would have been screaming. If black folks would have showed up on a white campus screaming Black Lives Matter or pro-life or I can't breathe, y'all would have been screaming the white folks was racist for escorting y'all out. But since it's the other way around, y'all have every opportunity to be racist and not get called out for it and to blame them. The only thing I would say maybe they could have did different besides going to an intelligent HBCU, which Tennessee State is clearly not. They're acting more like uncivilized creatures without a brain capacity to be able to just have a conversation. They were acting very racist to me. I would say maybe you should have gone ahead and let them know in advance that you were coming and ask, was that okay? And say, hey, I want to have an intelligent conversation coming from two different perspectives, because I feel like they wanted to do this because Charlie Kirk, while he did go to a lot of white universities that were highly liberal, he never visited an HBCU. And I think he should have, because he always spoke about the Black community. And I think it was coming from a place of true endurement, and he cared and he wanted to see us do better as far as the family structure. And for those that are being the victims, he wanted to say, hey, you don't have an excuse. You can make it just like anybody else, just like the white man or anyone else. So I feel like I wish he would have went to a Black HBCU. So I feel like these young men are inspired by Charlie Kirk, and in their death, they're wanting to do greater and wanting to go further, just like his wife said. And so they're wanting to bridge the gap, and they're wanting to have conversations with Black professionals. I'm sorry, in this case, Black degenerates. And these degenerates weren't capable of doing that because they're a bunch of lefty, lunatic, racial radicals that are more obsessed with color than anybody else. These are the people that scream white supremacists, but they're Black supremacists. They're the people that scream, you're serving a white Jesus, but they're want to make him Black instead of just letting him be God. So, okay, give me 1 second. I don't think I'm live on YouTube. I really don't. If you guys see me and if I'm live on YouTube, can you guys let me know? Okay, so I am live, because I was like, it's not showing right now. What's going on? All right, so we're gonna flip the camera because you guys can't see me perfectly that way. Now you should be able to see me. I should have did a different layout, but this is gonna be the layout that we're going with. Kind of get it from like an angle. That's going to be the layout that we're going with. Okay. So this is a reaction video, and I guess yesterday, 2 followers of Charlie Kirk showed up at an HBCU, and for those that don't know, it's a historically Black college, to challenge the perspective of Black liberals and to have an intimate conversation between conservatives and liberals, and to kind of challenge that racial gap, and to just kind of see where we are intellectually with our different stances on abortion and gay marriage and the Black community and MAGA and Trump. And I think he just wanted to have a conversation, not so much of I'm better than you and I'm here to debate you and make you feel like small Black degenerates. But I feel like that's what they acted like, and I feel like they could have proved him wrong by being intelligent and being like, okay, even if they were like, well, you weren't invited, but like, okay, what do you want to talk about? Let's have a conversation. Let's do it. That would have showed that, we are Black professionals, and if we have a different, that would have did better for them as young Black professionals, as well as lefties, because they're clearly racist lefties, but some of them at least know how to play it off and know how to be intelligent and classy, and they weren't capable of doing that because they're so stuck on racism. And it's just like whenever they see a red MAGA hat, they assume that, hey, you must be racist. You're a follower of Trump. Trump is racist, even though he's the president that did more for Black people than anyone. And the only reason why Kamala gave millions to HBCUs was to outdo Trump. He was the only one putting Black people on, fighting for Black jobs, trying to get Black small businesses together. Kamala said, I'm not going to do nothing special for them, but she was going to do it for Asians, and so let's just get into the video, because I have a lot to say about this. So let's do this live reaction. All right, let me just bring this up. I think I do it by saying, give me a minute. Let me see if I did it that way. Okay, that didn't do anything. Hello, we're going to do a live reaction. You guys give me just a minute to get this all the way together. And we're going to do a live reaction of 2 white male Charlie Kirk followers, conservative MAGA followers, showing up at a historically Black college and wanting to have a surprise debate or conversation, if you will, with them, and the reception that they received from these individuals. All right. Whoa, we got going. Okay, it's already on there. It's on there, but I'm not getting it to come up. Not getting it to come up there. Freaking orange. I need to have it on both screens. Wait, something's happening. Okay, wait. Oh, how do I do this? Wait. Okay, maybe here. No, how do I do this? Why isn't it just okay? Maybe try here. Hold up, let me see if this will work. Okay, that didn't work. Give me just a minute. I have to get this together. How do I do this? How do I do it? I think let's try this. Let's try this again. Technical difficulties. Bear with me. It's my first time. I had it. I don't know. Okay, that's not working. I think I have to remove it and try it again. Okay, present or right. What's stop screen? Okay, we're going to do this again. So if I go to remove, add to stage. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to play the video for you guys, and then I'm going to stop and react to it. Yeah, but before I do, we have to go here and press play. So give me just a minute. Again, this is my first time doing a live reaction. I'm trying to figure out how to work the stage and all that. This looks frozen. What's going on here?
Very black and very fire. The aftermath of conservative Charlie Kirk's shooting continues to create more headlines. This time, the most recent story comes out of Tennessee State University. Like Kirk are traveling to college campuses debating.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys saw that because it looks like I'm having some technical difficulties. So I'm going to rewind it and play it back so you guys can hear what this lunatic radical HBCU lefty said. And I attended HBCU. I've attended HBCUs. I support HBCUs, but I don't think this is an HBCU. I think this is the projects or a gang unit at a prison, a racist gang unit, like the Black Mafia or something. But let's replay it so we can hear what Looney Tune had to say. It keeps freezing right there. Look at her.
The aftermath of conservative
Technical difficulties. So if y'all see me looking at the screen, it's because my screens are slow and it's not working with me. But she said, very saved, very black, and very tired of this. I want to say that's not saved. That's very racist, very hypocritical, and it's like a black narcissist. It's just very hypocritical to say you're a Christian and to say you're very saved and to be yelling at a man because he stands as a conservative and you're liberal and he's white and you're black. It's just very hypocritical of everything that Jesus stood for. And the man hasn't did anything to them but show up on their campus to speak to them. You can say talk to them, debate them, but it was, even if you don't want to debate them, they didn't have to do what they're going to do, as you're going to see in these clips. I am very embarrassed. I'm very I feel very ashamed because I attend HBCU. I'm a high supporter of I am a proud supporter of HBCUs. I believe in Black excellence, but the thing is, I don't believe that this is a good representation of Black excellence. And even though they were uninvited, and like I said before, they should have went ahead and let the college or sent the invite or asked to say, hey, can we come? Can we have this conversation? Can we have this day in this space and time to, ask the students about their beliefs and to challenge some of those thoughts? Because this is a college, and in college, you're going to have those opportunities. In college, you learn about about different philosophers, and different people in different groups that don't believe like you believe. And at a certain point, you say, okay, let's agree to disagree, but you keep it respectful, you stay noble, and you keep your intelligence in your class, and you keep it moving, but you have those conversations. But when you don't want to have those conversations just because of the color of their skin or because they have on a MAGA hat, that's the problem. And the problem is that with a lot of these, hold on, with a lot of these black colleges, y'all, they are supported by white, rich, conservative people. I know because I attended 3 HBCUs, and at one of them, I was one semester away from graduating and being an elementary teacher. Um, but at that same HBCU, we had a what do you call it? Like a Founders Day, a celebration of the birthday of the college. And excuse my nails, I have to get my nails done again. I broke a nail, but where we get together and we celebrate, hey, this college has been here since 100 or 200, 150 years, da, 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 whatever, or 100 years. And then all these rich white folks came into the ceremony and they were honoring them because these are the people that were pouring millions into us, into black urban kids from Oak Cliff, Pleasant Grove, Duncanville, Dallas. This was rich white people from the suburbs. Rich, I'm talking about millionaires, and they had money. They looked like money, and they were all sitting at the front rows, and we were all sitting all around them, and they honored them because they said, this couple, they donated $1 million, they donated $2 million, they donated so much, and they donated so, and all those people that I noticed that they were saying had donated to the college to keep this college running. And I won't say the name because this college probably doesn't share my conservative thoughts. Most HBCUs don't. They don't like Trump. They don't understand black conservatives. They're all liberals. They're all for the left, so they don't understand. So in honor to represent them or to honor them, I won't say their name because I know they disagree, but not with this point that I'm making. Those white people were funding the college, okay? It started with black educators who opened the college so many years ago, but in order to keep this running, guess what? It wasn't Jay-Z and Beyonce, P. Diddy. It wasn't your mega superstars. It wasn't Rihanna pouring millions back in with her billions. No, it was rich white folks that were pouring into young black urban kids so that we can continue to get an education and have a safe space for us. And for those that don't understand HBCUs, like Charlie Kirk did, and he said it was racist to attend an all-black college. I attended an HBCU as well as predominantly white colleges. I attended TWU. I attended did I go to was TWU the only one I attended? I feel like I attended another little Bible college up here for one semester, but the only other college I attended was TWU. I was going to attend Sam Houston, Texas State of Austin, and all that, but it ended up just being my HBCUs and at TWU. At TWU, I experienced some racism, not because every white person or non-black person is racist, but because racism does exist toward blacks. And there's racism, like we see in this video, that exists toward white Christian conservatives, but it does exist. But when I was at an HBCU, my point is I didn't have to worry about being discriminated against because of the color of my skin. And there was one teacher that happened to be Caucasian that tried, but my dean was like, whoa, what's going on? What's going on? Because I'm a good student. I'm an intelligent student. I apply myself, and there should be no reason you're trying to hinder me. And I had that happen to me at TWU, so much so that I had to leave. But anyway, so I understand why HBCUs are needed, and I believe in black excellence, and I believe in those safe spaces for us. And HBCUs also have students of other colors there, though it's predominantly black. Some students feel like nobody else should be welcome. Most students wouldn't care. Like, most of us don't care. All of us are not racist like the ones in this video. But I just think it's so important because they were just treating these white young men wrong because they had on a MAGA hat, Trump supporters. They reminded them of Charlie Kirk. And because Charlie Kirk said we need fathers in the black community, they assume they're racist. But it's like these same men, these same white people, these rich white people, I don't know if they're rich or not, but they probably are. They probably came from rich homes, are the ones that are funding HBCUs. The facts are HBCUs are funded by the government. And it's not people like us most of the time that are funding these. Jay-Z and Beyonce gave to Benedict College in North Carolina a little bit of money or whatever. gave a little gift to a student or two, but they don't give money to HBCUs. The people that give to HBCUs, believe it or not, are rich white folks. And I'm sure they have a few rich blacks far and in between, but we don't support us further enough. We run our mouth and we run our mouth about the white man, but the facts are black men are killing black men. Black men are killing black women in domestic violence. Black on black crime is what's taking us out. Black women are killing black babies. So the black people are enemies to black people. We are killing each other, not the white man. These are the people that, whether you agree or accept it or not, like I said, HBCUs are funded by the government. I went to HBCUs because I had financial aid, which most of them, obviously, they don't look like they come from money. Obviously, they're ratchet and racist and have no class and are very illiterate and very just tacky, ghetto. Obviously, the government is funding their college, right? And so my thing is, humble yourself. These are the same people you're cursing out, calling them racist names, talking about get the blank off. How do you feel? I'm tired of this. These are the same people that are funding your ignorant black behind to go to this public school. It can't be a private school, because if it's not a real one. If it is, it's not a real one. These are the same rich white folks that are funding your school. These people you will never see. And the reason what I seen when I went to an HBCU and I seen these rich, classy white people come in, they was honoring them because they was pouring millions into our HBCU. What I felt like, this is why I felt like they were doing it, right? Because obviously they wanted to, but they know our history. They know that there was a time when slavery existed. And some of them have what y'all call white guilt. And white people don't owe us anything, right? They don't owe us anything. But there are certain white people that understand that their ancestors did own slaves, did things to black people that weren't right, and they're Christian now, and they want to make amends, or they want to please God. And so a lot of them have money, and what they do is they pour into HBCUs as a way to serve God, as a way to honor God, and as a way to be different and distinct themselves from their evil ancestors that owned us as slaves, that killed us and raped us. They give to pour in because it's the Christian thing to do, because they know their ancestors was wrong. So this is a way to honor those slaves, but their descendants, by pouring into by pouring into their descendants. That's why a lot of these rich white people do it, because they understand America's history. They understand how, there was a time where we was cheated, where we were killed, where we couldn't look white folks in the eye. And they do have guilt, and they don't owe us anything. But the Christians, most of these are Christians, they want to make amends. They want to do their job. They want to distinct themselves from their evil ancestors. So they pay into the HBCUs. They don't have to, but the fact is, it's mostly white people that are paying HBCUs. And our government taxes, our taxes are paying for HBCUs. That's everybody, not just black folks. And so let's just finish watching the video, and you're going to hear him say he thinks that they should be defunded. We should defund them. And I hate to say it, as much as I believe in HBCUs, he might be right about this one, because there was no reason for them to act like that, to act so like a monster, to act so ugly and unintelligent and so racist toward him, to be following him like a mob. Do y'all understand that if that was the other way around, that was two black men and that was white people following them, y'all would have said, does this look familiar? I would have held up lynching pictures with them following them in the background, holding up. They was literally a mob of people like following these. If y'all don't want them there, y'all call the security, leave it at that, and don't follow him. These kids were following him, antagonizing him, yelling at him. And you got the girl talking about very saved, very black, very tired. No, you're a hypocrite. You worship blackness. You don't know the Father, because the Father is love, and he told us to love everybody. He said, how can you love me whom you never seen, and you can't even love the white man because you can't forgive him? You assuming he racist, when again, Trump done did more for black people than anybody else. He gave to HBCUs before Kamala and them came in to outdo him, just to try to get the black vote. But yet she said she wasn't going to do nothing specific for us, right? He was trying to get black small businesses. He was concerned about black jobs. He's out there trying to work to get Chicago better. He done cleaned up the streets of Washington. He done got the illegals out, not because he hates them, because he wants to put Americans first. And you got these idiots out here talking bad to people that are probably funding their education. These people don't have money to fund. I didn't have money to fund my education. I was raised by a single mom, classy and conservative and middle class at that. But I didn't have $30,000 to pay for my education. Therefore, I had to go through the government. The same thing these degenerates are going through, and then want to be mad at the white man when these are the same people paying for your education, sis, brother. And you got our young black people out here acting like animals, acting like orangutans, acting illiterate, like they have no common sense, no brain, acting like animals. Are you excited? How you feel now? Following him all the way to the gate. That's ignorant. Let's hop back into the video. And for you guys that don't know, two MAGA supporters, two Charlie Kirk supporters that are following his footsteps, visited Tennessee State, I believe it was yesterday or this past week, and they wanted to have a conversation, a debate. They did show up uninvited, but they didn't hurt anybody. They just set up a booth so they can ask questions. You know, I guess when kids are walking around, you know, just to have intelligent conversation. Let's just see how they got treated. Let's finish the video, okay? Let's finish the video. Now I got to bring it back. How do I bring it back? Okay, I remove it, then I add it to stage. Let's get back into it. All right, let's pull it back up. Gotta do it this way.
Campuses debating students on social and political topics. The debaters would decide to take their tour stop to Tennessee State while wearing MAGA hats, and things would quickly come to an end by the students in the school who would let them know they were not welcomed.
All we did was set up a table.
Look at the girl in the black. Look at the girl in the black holding him. Loser, loser, loser. Right. Right. Is you reading this? Is you reading this? So no further. I can't let me hold on. Let me put it back on me. Let me react to what I've just seen. So first you have the young lady talking about loser, loser, loser. Like she finna punch him, knock him out. Like what makes him a loser, ma'am? Just because he's a white conservative? Because he has on a Make America Great Again? Because he supports Trump? And then you have the other one, are you reading this? You reading this? Black lives matter. All lives matter. Yes, Black lives matter, but all lives matter. They just assume that if you support Trump and if you're a Charlie Kirk that calls out the issues in the black community and you don't happen to be black, that you're a racist. No, that makes you a faxist. You're not a fascist, but that makes you factual. Charlie Kirk was speaking facts about the black community because he cared, because he was trying to say there's no excuse. Fathers need to stick around and raise their kids. Y'all can be somebody. You don't have to play the victim. But when they see a MAGA hat, the problem is they just assume you're racist because you support Trump. And I just couldn't watch anymore to see my Christian conservative brother out there, the white brother in the video. He looks so destroyed and so sad and so humiliated. And I just want to encourage you that, brother, we are not all the same. I wish I would have been in the crowd. I wish, oh my, I wish I would have been in the crowd, because I would have been like, why are y'all doing this? Why can't y'all just have a conversation with this young man? Y'all making yourselves look ignorant. And he even said, this proves my fact that we should not have DEI, but look how these black young kids are acting. I need you to know that's not all of us. I would have had a conversation. If you would have came to Clark Atlanta University when I was there in 2011, I would have had a conversation with you. If you would have came to 2015 to Jarvis Christian College in 2015, 2014, 2013, I, Zakira, Jamila, Bradley would have had a conversation with you, because I was raised to love everyone. I was raised with intelligence, class, and dignity, and because I have a mind to think for myself. And I don't just go by what my people, what my grandma, what my auntie says. First of all, I go off the word of God. God tells me to love and treat everybody with respect, even if I disagree with them. We can still have a conversation. If you would have came to Texas College when I left Jarvis and should stay at Jarvis, I would have had a conversation with you in 2016. If you would have came to TWU and UNT of Denton, the most liberal schools out there in Denton, I would have had a conversation with you, sir. Me, black young lady, raised in a single mom, raised in a single mother household, I would have had a conversation because I have intelligence, I have class, I have dignity, I have a brain and I use it. I'm not a racist. And I want to see if we have, what do we have in common? What do we disagree on? Even with these loony radical leftists like these people over here, I would like to have a conversation and be like, yo, why are you following him like a mob? You could have just said, okay, bye. They could have just been like, bye, and went on to their class, they had to follow this man all the way to the gate and humiliate and antagonize and scream at him and yell at him and probably be touching on his shirt, touching on his shoe, and flipping him off the whole time just because he showed up to a college campus that's supposed to be, that y'all said they represented themselves very respectful and intelligent, to have a conversation. That's not respectable, and it's not honorable for them to be flicking him off, calling him names, saying that he need to get his white MAGA tail out of here, get your BA out of here, and before you end up like Charlie Kirk, because I know that's what some of y'all was saying, and all the stuff they were saying. How you feel now? How you feel now? How's he supposed to feel? He came to have a conversation with you that was supposed to be an intelligent, black, respectable, honorable professional, young professional, black excellence. Your black terribleness, your black trash. I hate to say it. I feel like he didn't go to an HBCU. He did not. See, that HBCU didn't represent black excellence. He went to the projects. He went to a gang unit in Tennessee, a black gang unit that hates whites, that hates conservative, that don't know how to think logically, that can't have an intelligent conversation, and therefore they yell, they scream, they act like monkeys and apes, and they antagonize because they don't have class. They don't have education. This is a representation of your teachers and your professors there. Your deans, then I wonder who's teaching you guys, because that was not black excellence. That was black trash. He visited the projects, and the projects showed up and showed out. He visited the gang unit, and the gang unit said, off with your head, get your BA tail up out of here, and followed him the whole time. That was not respectable. It was nothing intelligent. It was nothing classy. That was not black excellence. You embarrassed the whole black excellence community because you don't represent us. He should have went to Hampton. Hopefully, y'all could have at least had a conversation with him. He should have went to Spelman Morehouse. Hopefully, y'all could have at least had a conversation. He should have went to Tuskegee. He should have went to North Carolina A&T. He should have went to Howard. Any of the top black HBCUs that really represent black excellence. I hope to God y'all are not as racist and a little bit more open-minded to at least have a conversation, even if you disagree in political and even biblical views, because that's what humans are supposed to be able to do. Have an intelligent conversation. And even if we disagree, hey, I agree to disagree, but it was nice to meet you. I'm so and so and so. I'm glad to hear your perspective. I don't agree with it, but it was nice to meet you. Keep it moving. That's intelligence. That's black excellence. That's class. But here we have these black buffoons, my people now, my people who I go hard for HBCUs when most of y'all have low graduation rates and high pregnancy rates and even higher abortion rates and even higher dropout rates. And these same people that you are calling fascists and the white man that's supposed to be killing your community when it's your own black men, sadly, I know this personally, are the same ones that are funding your education with their tax dollars. Their grandparents, some of their grandparents are good Christian people. They understand the history and they want to give back to black young professionals. And they're funding your education for you to run them off the campus. So I can't be mad at him when he says defund them. I believe in black excellence. That did not represent black excellence. I can't disagree when he says defund them. Look how they treated him. You could have just been like, okay, bye, we don't want you here. And the security could have escorted him out, and I wouldn't have agreed with that. But I wouldn't have been like, okay, defund them. I would have been like, man, it was bad. It's horrible. They couldn't even have a conversation. Like, really? It's that bad? But I wouldn't be like, okay, defund them. But because of the way y'all acted in the video and y'all follow him, antagonizing, yelling, screaming that you're a Christian, but yet you hate white folks, and then just the insults and with the Black Lives Matter, like he's against Black lives just because he's conservative and supports Trump. This analogy that just because you're a white male conservative and you support Trump is that you're racist is false. It's stupidity, and it's anchored in Black supremacy at that, in Black racism most of the time. So let's get back into the clip and let's finish it. But yeah, I would have to say that I hate to say this because I believe in Black excellence. I do. And I believe in the Black dream and HBCUs. I'm attending one right now online, and I wanted to be there in person. I'm supposed to be moving to North Carolina. But for this one right here, this is not Black excellence. This is Black degeneracy, Black juvenile unit, Black prison unit 101, Black gang unit, Black mafia, only Black this, and everybody else can be screwed and go to hell. And that's not of God. So I would have to agree. This needs to be defunded. And I hate to say it, but I hope they get defunded because there's no reason for you to be this hateful. You didn't have to follow this man. You got a mob of Black young degenerates that are supposed to be professionals and Black excellence following this one Black white man too, and his security Black man, and they clown him, and y'all saying that they represented themselves as Black excellence, as respectful, as honorable, with dignity. They all on the phone, they flicking them off, they acting like monkeys. Yeah. How you feel now? I'm very sick of y'all white folks. But it's the white folks that's funding y'all Black behinds. It was the white folks that was funding me. You got intelligent, you got classy, Christian, elderly white people funding us. And this is their grandkids that you're running off the campus. So I hate to say it, but you guys are not the Black dream, and you guys are not Black excellence. And I hope y'all get defunded because this right here wasn't called for. That's hate. And I can't represent hate even when it comes to my own people. I have to say the truth. I hope you guys get defunded because you guys are racist. You guys are hateful. You guys are being antagonizers, and I can't stand bullies. So I hope you lose your funding because these are the same people that are funding you. Let's get back into the video. How you feel? How you feel? Hold on, y'all. Let me what I do? I take it off. Gotta remove it. Bring it back on. Listen to her. How you feel now? You thought you was gonna have a conversation with us. They talking about Charlie Kirk didn't even go to Black HBCUs. This is why he showed up. He wants to bridge the gap. He wants to do greater than what Charlie Kirk. He wants to bridge the gap. He wants to have conversations with us. He knew that the Black community was something that Charlie Kirk cared about. That's why he spoke on it, not because he was racist. So he said, let me go a little further. Let me do greater than the man that inspired me. Let me go talk to the Black people. Y'all always talking about us. I'm here. Let's have a conversation. Let's have a 101. But this is how these degenerates react. Like juveniles, like gangsters, like animals, like ignorant buffoons. And I hope y'all get defunded. I do not agree with this, but I do agree with real HBCUs that represent Black excellence and that can have a conversation even with their opponents. And that, my friends, is not Tennessee State. You're a debauchery of Black excellence. I was so pissed and I was so hurt seeing my white Christian brother be treated like this by my people who wasn't raised right. But y'all swear up and down the white man is racist, yet you got a mob of Black people following these two white men and that Black man, just like white people used to follow us in the early 1800s and 1900s, right before they lynched us. That's how y'all following, yelling and screaming, just like y'all doing. It's time for you Black people to get over your racism, to forgive, because every white person isn't racist. Clearly, the ones that look racist and full of hate in this video and not very saved, but very racist, unlike that buffoon in the video that claims to be a follower of Christ, is the Black folks, the young Black folks. Let's get back into the video.
Hey, tell him where you going now? Because I ain't TSU no more, boy.
Jesus. I feel so bad for him.
Very Black and very tired of it.
What is saved about that? What this mentality, this action, what y'all doing? Following him, surrounding him, yelling at him. What's saved about it?
Hey, what's up, man? Like, oh, press the hell. You feel me? Like, it's a crazy day out here. You dead, dude.
Bro, does it take all of those kids to surround this man and walk him off campus? All loud and all screaming and all acting like, look how they
Before
act.
being chased off, the debaters would post a picture of themselves on Instagram to announce their arrival to the campus. They would go on the caption, "We're here at Tennessee State University in Nashville, the first HBCU that we're visiting on the Fearless Tour. Let's talk."
With less burning, itching, and pain from moderate to severe.
From research, the debaters are headlined by personality Cam Higby and political commentator David Khait.
Who said they didn't? Who said they didn't?
Both men appear to have a history of creating content that is meant to create viral debates while triggering some with their strong opinions. Following being chased away, the debaters will post on Instagram, "We set up a table. It caused a race riot, apparently, at Fearless Debates. This was at Tennessee State University." They would even follow up with another shared post asking people to defund the school over the students' response. Following the incident, Tennessee State University would share a statement about the now uninvited visitors. Today, a group of individuals unaffiliated with Tennessee State University appeared on campus without prior notice.
This is sad.
In accordance with university policy, any demonstration or protest activity requires advance approval and permitting. Campus police and staff responded promptly, and the individuals were escorted from university grounds without incident. At all times, TSU students conducted themselves in a professional and respectful manner.
What?
The safety and well-being
What
of our
was
students,
professional?
faculty,
What
and
respectful
staff
about that?
remain our highest priority. TSU will continue to uphold university policies and ensure that campus remains a safe, welcoming, and orderly environment for all members of our community. Now on X, David Khait would further the conversation by explaining why they were asked to leave and even pushed back on the school, claiming the students acted professionally. Tennessee State University, along with other HBCUs, are celebrating after police had to escort us off campus for our safety. To be clear, the cops didn't ask us to leave due to being there without permission. They decided after 10 minutes that for our safety, it's best that we end the event. Due to a hostile mob, the cops were forced to escort us to our cars. Now, in an attempt to deny claims made by Tennessee State University that the students acted professionally, Khait would share footage of their black security guard being roasted by students. With the video, he would write, "This was our security guard today. This is how Tennessee State University at TSU students treated him." Followed up by inquiring with TSU if this is the professional and respectful manner they were claiming their students engaged in. Now on X, several people who agreed with the students' response would take to their social pages. "I don't know why these people thought Tennessee State was a university to try. They ran them folks smooth up off campus. There was no reason for people that do not go to Tennessee State University to be on that campus without permission. That puts the students at a huge risk. Security dropped the ball." Another would write, "Why do these clowns think black students have to listen and debate them? LOL, what kind of weird entitlement? His bitch ass thought he was gonna be the next Charlie Kirk and went somewhere he knew he wasn't wanting to antagonize black students for views." And lastly, another would write, "This was intentional. And then they want to play victim and call the students names. HBCUs, get ready. They have an agenda for this foolishness. Be aware." Outside of those in support of the students, many fellow conservatives would share their anger over the men being removed from the campus, stating that the students' response proves to be a part of the problem.
Thank you.
Now, over on the tour's X page, they would go on to respond to the students chasing them off campus by saying, "Just 15 minutes into our tabling, the crowd went completely nuts, started stealing signs and attacking our speakers. University police had to show up. Our sign today said DEI should be illegal. These students proved us right. For many, the decisions to create a hostile environment by intentionally going to a majority Black campus by copycat Charlie Kirk debaters was ill-timed, and the men were lucky to have left untouched after pulling off this kind of stunt for views. So
Let's stop right there. Whew. The men were lucky to have left untouched. So now you have incorporated assault into the theory. And for some reason, that's just okay to you. For you to be like, oh, they was lucky. That's all we did was follow them and harass them and scream names at them and scream Black Lives Matter like somebody said it did. Now let's just address the bull crap that was said by some of these tweeters or whatever these people are. Like that one lady that said they showed up unwelcome and that was very dangerous for the students. They put the students at risk. Let's be for real, ma'am. I done been to 3 HBCUs and most HBCUs are in the hood. And you want to know one of the states that have the most crime and death rates? Oh, yes. Okay, I'm going to tell you, baby, the city is Memphis, Tennessee. They going to the University of Tennessee. I can guarantee you that most of them are from Memphis. And they're used to people, unfortunately, getting killed and being around violence. And the HBCUs themselves, most of our HBCUs in America are located directly in the hood. People get shot. People are on drugs. People are prostitutes right around us, in the middle of us trying to become Black excellence. We have Black poverty, we have Black violence, we have Black drugs, we have Black on Black crime right around most of the HBCUs. So for you to claim this foolishery that they put these kids at risk for showing up uninvited is bull crap. If you would have just said like me, hey, you know what? It probably would have been better for them to say, hey, we want to do this. We want to have a conversation. We want to see if we can have a debate. Can we schedule a time? Is that okay? Would you guys allow us to come? I agree. They could have did that. But to say this bull crap about they put them at risk, and that could have been very dangerous. Like these two white men could do anything to these Black ghetto kids. Like these two Black men could pose any type of threat to these Black degenerates from the hood that have no class, no intelligence, and don't even have a conversation. These same degenerates that y'all are saying acted very reasonable and respectful and honorable, that then turned around and said, you lucky you got away without being exalted. You lucky I ain't bust a cap upside your head or bust a cap in your head. You know, you lucky I ain't pull my 38, my AK out or whatever it is and go and, you know, put one in that white butt cheek of yours. You lucky I ain't send you to where Charlie Kirk is. You lucky. Better get your BA up out of here. You know how Black lefties be talking. Black hood kids, especially when they're not saved and don't know Jesus. When you know about Jesus, that's gonna calm you down a little bit. It should, but I hate to say it, but some of the Black churches racist. I'm finding that out, and I'm a Pentecostal girl. And some of the preachers are racist. What is going on within the Black community? Why are we doing this? Why couldn't y'all have a conversation? It is not only white conservatives that are outraged at this clip, but I hope that more Black conservatives speak up, like myself, like Miss April Chapman, like Patrick Wooden, and it's a long A name. I always forget it, but he's a Nigerian brother on here. He's a Christian conservative, like Dr. Tatum Tate. I hope y'all get on here and speak about this, because I know what I'm saying is facts, baby. We got the receipts that most of the people that fund HBCUs, including the one I'm going to right now in North Carolina, including the ones I've went to in the past, are rich white people, rich elderly white people. And for most, and not only that, but American tax dollars from all people. And you guys want to treat people like this just because they vote for a different political party or because they support Trump, when most of these people are paying for you to get your education so that you can be somebody. But you around here acting like a dangerous, you're acting like criminals, you're acting like animals, you're not acting respectable, you're not representing Black excellence. And I'm ashamed of what I saw. And as much as I go hard for Black excellence and Black youths, and I want a Black youth, and I want to see y'all make it when you're from the hood, I also believe that you got to give respect to get respect. And I don't believe in pissing on the hand that feeds you. I don't believe on disrespecting the people that are helping put you on just because they don't share your same color. And by that, I want to make it clear that most of the people that are funding HBCUs, you best believe, are still rich white people. Rich white people now that know their ancestors did wrong, that want to help put Black Americans on and want to do right by God by helping the descendants of those enslaved people that their ancestors killed and tortured. It's rich white people paying for your education. These rich white people, their descendants, are not racist like their ancestors was. But you Black degenerates clearly are. And I hope y'all get defunded. I don't hope all HBCUs get defunded that represent Black excellence, that know how to give respect to those that are helping put them on and helping them to get their education and helping teach them, because all your professors aren't Black at HBCUs. They're white, they're different colors. But I love to see intelligent Black professors. I'm not against that. But I don't believe in, like I said, I don't believe on pissing on the hand that's helping feed you and putting you on just because they don't look like you or they vote a different political party. These are the people that are helping pave the way for Black people. Black people are not putting up millions and hundreds of $1,000s for HBCUs. Y'all paying $2,000 to go to the Beyonce concert when she is not putting up money like the white folks for these HBCUs to help us be Black excellence, to put on for Black young professionals to make it, that come from single parent households, that come from the hood, that come from all types of situations of poverty, violence, rape, and so on and so on, generational curses, that are saying, I want them to go be great. I want them to be professionals. I want to do better than my ancestors. Let me give $5 million to Clark. Let me give $5 million to Jarvis, to Tuskegee, to Mississippi, to Alabama A&M, to North Carolina A&T. They probably done gave to y'all college, and look how y'all act. I hope y'all get defunded. You don't represent Black excellence. And sometimes you have to learn the hard way. And in your situation, I think that might be best. So with that being said, peace out. Yeah, the best thing for y'all to do is get defunded, because you shouldn't be able to carry yourself like that just because somebody's white and conservative and has on a MAGA hat, and because your little mind and everybody around you in your community tells you that Charlie Kirk was racist for speaking facts about Black people. The facts are our fathers are not there. And when our fathers are not there and our fathers are playing little boys instead of men, they create degenerates, just like what we saw in the video, that are screaming, yelling, and saying, you lucky you got away without getting assaulted. I hope y'all get defunded. You're not Black excellence. You're racist. You're hateful. You're not Christian, ma'am. God is not on your side. God is a God of love and peace. You could have had a conversation with him. I don't agree. I don't understand how in 2025 you can't be a Christian and a Democrat. There are some elderly Black folks that are, I hate to say it, but stuck in ignorance. They're not so I won't say intelligent. They're very sweet, but they're not so intellectual, right? So they're not really good at reading and writing. They still kind of talk like it's the early 1900s, because a lot of them didn't get educated. Some of them did, some of them didn't, but they do have the Holy Ghost. They are saved, but they don't watch YouTube. They don't really know about politics. All they know is when they was growing up, Black people was poor, they struggled, and they stuck with the Democratic Party. That's all they know. Their parents didn't have nothing. Their parents cleaned the white folks' house. Their parents, they were in poverty. All they knew was sticking with the Democratic Party, because that was the party that was supposed to be for the poor or for the average man. So they don't understand that. They don't understand that we're saying, hey, this party is for abortion and trans. They don't understand all that. They stuck in their old-timey, old-fashioned ways, and a lot of them are stuck in ignorance because they don't watch social media. They don't watch the news like they should. They just listen to the Black preachers that are racist, but they are saved. So for them, I can excuse it, because I hate to say it, but a lot of them are elderly and ignorant. They don't understand what we're saying when we say the Democratic Party is the demonic party nowadays. For everybody else that uses social media, watches the news, you're highly educated, you know how to read and write. Not to say that some of the elderly Black don't, but a lot of them, some of them do, but some of them don't, not to the point to where that's why when you talk to them, they still sound like they're in the 1800s. They sweet as can be, but they're highly ignorant. And I realize that. And that's why a lot of them are stuck on the Democratic plantation. But we have to, when I say ignorant, they don't understand why you should be a Republican. They don't understand why you should vote for Trump. They're just going to say he's racist because their Black racist bishop, even though he's Pentecostal, Kojic, or Apostolic, is saying that he's a racist white man. They're not going to do any research for themselves. These are the elderly Black women and men that I'm talking about. Some of them they're saved, but they're kind of racist. They're stuck in ignorance. Besides them, there's no excuse. So I hope y'all get, I hope you learn your lesson. And if if you don't, I hope you get defunded, because sometimes you have to learn, and sometimes learning the hard way will help you humble yourself, and you can come back and do it better next time. But since y'all hate the white man Trump and Charlie Kirk so much, and hate the white people that are paying for y'all to get your education, because this is government assistance. We were on financial aid. Most black kids at HBCUs, if we keep it real, we're all on financial aid. Since y'all hate white people so much, the ones that are paying for you to go to these HBCUs, and anybody that doesn't look like you, well, then I hope your school gets defunded, because it's American people that are not just black that are paying for you to go. And a lot of HBCU supporters, contrary to your black radio host and your Charlemagne the wacko would report, or any of your other news outlets you listen to, are conservative, elderly Christian white people that are funding young black professionals so that they can go out there and be black excellence. Give respect to who respect is due. To those black people that are doing it, that are few and in between, because unfortunately they don't do it like the white folks do. Give respect to them. But for y'all to sit up there and treat him like that, when most of the people that look like them are the ones that are funding our education. I'm going to HBCU right now, funded through the Army, because I'm a veteran. And even though I was wrongfully separated, they took my GI Bill. God gave it all back. Guess what? The same people that are still funding me are still majority, more than just, besides American citizens of all colors, it's going to be wealthy white folks. And the Army, that's got its own funding. But at the end of the day, it's still wealthy white folks funding HBCUs. They're always going to be the backbone to this country. I'm not saying to lick or kiss nobody boots. I'm saying to be respectful and give respect to whom respect is due, especially when somebody is helping pave your way for you to become educated and become black excellence. You know that people that help put a lot of these people on don't always look like them. Do you know that Steve Harvey, when he was homeless, he had a white couple take him in and help him get to where he needed to get, or take him in for that time, and then later on he became famous? They didn't look like him. He didn't treat him like y'all treated these people because they looked different because they was white. Sometimes God will use white people or anybody else different than whatever color the person is to show him that he is loved, to help you to get that thing that you needed that your people may not even give you, to help get you to the next level, to show you that's how God works, because God is love. And if you're not willing to see past that just because of the color of somebody's skin, and because they vote for the right political party, the common sense, the Christian one, the biblical one to vote for, God is not going to bless you. And if he does, because he reigns on the just and the unjust, he's going to humble you soon. Y'all don't represent black excellence. I'm ashamed. I feel like a auntie that want to whoop y'all butt and just discipline y'all and spank y'all, but y'all gonna take that into some violent stuff. I'm classy. I mean, like, this is not how I raised you. Why you acting like that? I would even knock y'all out if I was y'all mamas. I really would have. I would put my hands on y'all if I was your mama. I wouldn't raise my kids like that. So I hope y'all get defunded. That's what I have to say. I hope y'all get defunded. Black conservative signing out. To the white brother that was in the video, good Christian brother, don't give up. Keep going to HBCUs. Try to go to like the intelligent ones, the ones that actually are black excellence, the ones that actually do have respect, class, and intelligence, the ones that know how to think for themselves, the ones where you will be able to find at least 10-20% of the school that are actually black Christian conservatives. You know, try a Hampton, try a Spelman, try a Morehouse, try a like I said, Tuskegee, try a North Carolina, and try the top ones. And Lord, please let some of my people represent black excellence and black Christian conservatives. This is sad. I hope y'all get defunded. I really do. I hope they put y'all little black butts out of that college, and I hope you have to fund your own education, since you want to be so racist and hateful, and then still scream Black Lives Matter when they do, but all lives matter, and then still scream that you're a Christian and very saved, no, very racist, and you serve the God of blackness, not the God of the Bible. Psh, y'all probably would yell at Jesus. Jesus isn't black like us. He's Middle Eastern. Y'all probably would surround him and try to attack him and be around him talking about Black Lives Matter when he the ones that made Black Lives. This is how racist y'all are. Same people that scream, y'all talking about a white Jesus and white supremacy. Y'all want to make him a black Jesus and black supremacy, instead of just knowing that he's a holy God. He's Jewish and he's Middle Eastern. All right, that's kind of different from both black and white, but he's holy. But y'all the same people that are black supremacy, black supremacists. There you worship blackness instead of God. You worship racism. Your church preaches racism. It doesn't preach Bible. I hope y'all get defunded, and I hope you learn your lesson, because this is not of God. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. brother, be encouraged and keep doing what you do. And I wish I could find you, because I would go up, because I ain't no punk. I would have went with you, and I would have, I would have challenged them to have a conversation. All right. So stay encouraged. I hope if I meet up with you, brother, then I would love to go on some of these HBCUs and have some conversations with my people. And I think it'll go a little different when you get some black conservatives with y'all. Well, you guys that are following Charlie Kirk's movement and wanted to be greater and wanted to go to these HBCUs, don't let this detour you. The fact that he said other HBCUs clap this on, I hope y'all get defunded too. Put the names out there so that they can get defunded too, because I hope that every HBCU is not applauding this crap on when white folks are funding us. Every white folks isn't racist, just like every black person is not a racist, because a lot of y'all are racist. What else was I going to say? I think that it would be very different if you guys get black conservatives to go on campus with you when you go on campus to a lot of these HBCUs where they're going to act like degenerates like this. You need some black conservatives that are from the hood, or that could at least hang with the hood like I can. Because if not, they will try to run you up out of there. But if you get some black mouthy conservatives, we going to talk back. And if something pop off, well, we can pop off back. But we don't want to do that because we Christians. But what you got to do is start getting you some black backup. Y'all know how they treated your security, but you're going to have to get y'all some black conservative thugs that's going to be able to debate with y'all. This way, the colleges isn't going to be able to say something when they show up, because you're going to say, well, they black. They'll be able to say, I'm black just like you. Let's have a conversation. This is what y'all are going to have to do, because if you show up by yourself, they're going to use your race to call you a Nazi, to call you a racist. But if you go get some black conservatives like me, like April Chapman, like Tantum, Officer Tantum, and all these people that are not afraid to talk back, they will be forced to listen eventually, because we're going to start calling them out on their hypocrisy and they so-called Christianism, but they're racist. We're going to call them out. You got to get some black conservatives. You can't go alone. God bless y'all. Be blessed. Leave your comments below.